I've heard of this idea called a vulnerability loop, where you share a little bit of vulnerability and feel if it's safe, and then if it is, share a little more, and then if it isn't, lean back, as opposed to a tendency that I've had in the past of squashing it all together and then all of a sudden like spewing it all out, which is really uncomfortable. But at the same time, I do feel like this idea of the vulnerability loop is holding on to a masculine control. And so I'm just wondering if you guys have any feelings or thoughts on how to navigate those edges of trust in the sharing of the vulnerability.
For me, in the journey of vulnerability, discernment is a really, really critical factor. So the same mentor that I mentioned earlier, at another stage in my journeying with vulnerability, I was sharing with her how I'd shared certain topics with people in my life, and there was that sense of feeling disconnected afterwards. And she said to me, "You wouldn't share fine crystal with toddlers." That's a discerning choice, not to share fine crystal with toddlers. So there are parts of me that I will discern may not be appropriate for certain situations or certain groups, because being vulnerable also requires that I honour myself. And Brené Brown, who of course I'm sure everyone's heard of if you've explored vulnerability, she speaks about whether people have earned the right to hear your story. So again, discernment. Yeah.